Okay, here's a package I received today from Toy Dojo. But before I start my review, let me first use this opportunity to remind the Transformers collectors community about the unfortunate thing that happened to Eddie, the owner of Toy Dojo, a few weeks back. If you're on Facebook, maybe you've already seen the post about how thieves basically broke into his store and stole a lot of items and basically trashed the place. That's very, very unfortunate. I can really feel his words describing how, he wants to tear up because, you work so hard for something and then you have a bunch of people do terrible things. But anyways, I just want to acknowledge all of that first because if there's anything you could do to help Toy Dojo, such as making a purchase from them, I'm sure that would be helpful for him to be able to get back on his feet because he is doing us all a great service by providing us with the figures we want and are looking to have. So I just wanted to mention all of that before starting my video. So with that said, let's get on to the review. So here's a package I received today from Toy Dojo. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and open this up and get our first impressions of what this is like. And let me just share some of my thoughts as I open this up. I'm actually happy for this episode because yeah, these are two figures that I think will go great with my old masterpiece figures that I plan to have in alt mode, and I will explain a little bit more in detail what I mean about that. But first, let's go ahead and take these two figures out. You can see it was packed really nice. And this is what I got. I got the, what is this called? I think this is VooDoo Toys, their version of a masterpiece scaled Ironhide and Ratchet. So here is a look at the front of the box with a nice sketch there. Yeah, looks like this actually reminds me of kind of like other product design students' artwork as they're studying product design. I mean, it's a sketch is a nice way to say that the drawing's not up to the standards of professionals. But basically that's that. And here's the back. You could see Ironhide here. I don't want to read all of that, but you could pause and read that. And Ratchet, same thing. And you get your product images on the back and the side. I guess their third-party name. And the other side, I guess it's supposed to be this way. PS-01, PS-02. And the top of the box. As I'm doing this, I'm actually also looking over the the design of the package, because that's also part of product design is packaging design. So I can actually kind of appreciate the work that was done to do this nice art, even though I don't keep the boxes. But anyways, let's go ahead and open this up and get a unboxing and first impression. And I can tell you that I have a feeling that these might be some nice figures to have if you're kind of like me, where you're now wanting to have your masterpiece figures in alt mode, because I think these are probably good figures to have in alt mode, meaning the ones that replicate more of like a realistic look to the vehicle as opposed to, you know, the ones that look like they just popped out of the cartoon, which is my preference. I really like that, but since I already have those in robot mode, I'm actually trying to get these all in alt mode. So one thing specifically about this, I do like the dark tinted windows as opposed to the Takata Masterpiece with the blue windows, which is really nice, but that is more like the cartoon version, and that's not the aesthetics I'm going for with my alt mode. So let's come down a little bit closer, and you know, when I was looking at it before I ordered it, I did not like this. And you know what? This is, I think, a good segue into sharing my thoughts about the X-Transbots version. But these are a little unsightly, but fortunately, they do give you the fill-ins for that. So yeah, that's gonna take some time to put all that in. And I believe, which I forgot to go over the instructions and the bio card, they do give you a little sheet to let you know where those fill-ins actually go. So yeah, I think it's right here, and it is a little small, but here I'm just gonna zoom in so you could see. Yeah, that's really nice that they gave you these little fill-ins. And in here they also have Ratchet, one gun for Ratchet, which is nice, and it is in a gray color, like a bluish gray color. It's nice. Doesn't look like it's painted. It looks like it's two parts that are put together with screws. So this is nice, and the plastic does feel good, so I'm happy about that. And then the bio card, which, you know, has a nice sketch. Like I said, a sketch is kind of like a nice way to say it's, you know, it's not professional standard drawing. And then the back, you get product images, and interesting, these are all in Japanese. I'm Japanese, but I can't read that. But anyways, this is nice, and I do like this. This is a little bit of a thicker card. And then, of course, as always, let's go over the instructions. Just one sheet, not my favorite, but at least you can see the whole thing. And let's just kind of go over this again. Are these numbered? At least that's good design. They did number these so you know how to follow the sequence here. Yeah, I can't really speak to the transformation until I actually do it, but this doesn't look overly complicated like X-Transbots. But yeah, so here, and of course he's missing the Autobot sticker down there, and the plus sign down here to be, I don't know, cartoon accurate. But this, I'm happy with this. This feels good. Yeah, it feels good. So I'm gonna, you know, play around with this and see what that's like. So now let's quickly open their PS-02, their Ironhide, and I've been thinking if I should share my thoughts about the X-Transbots version, but yeah, X-Transbots, you know, they do a nice job of sculpting both in robot and alt mode, but their engineering for the transformation design is always a big mess. And after carefully analyzing it, yeah, I could see where there's some potential issues with the X-Trans bots. And so that's already influencing my decision on whether to get it or not, especially when I have two of the Takata versions and now by VooDoo, which is very realistic with the dark tinted windows. But for those who don't, I think it's a good choice because he doesn't have those hip skirts that people complain about, which I kind of agree, because that is not really cartoon accurate for Ironhide to have hip skirts. But here, the same thing. This is really a nice touch here to fill in all these little unsightly gaps in there. And this really small... I might actually use this myself to pause and refer to this when installing all of this. And of course we get your nice sketch of Ironhide done in this really thick cardboard card here, and the product images. So that's nice, nothing special to point out there. And the instructions, I'm sure it's pretty much the same. And interesting, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but this is of Ratchet. But that's not really a big deal. I don't know if that's a QC or not, or if it was intended to be using the same instructions, since it's both basically the same transformation, just maybe different head sculpts or whatever. And then let's finish up here just looking at the accessories. So you do get, I don't know what you call these, I don't even know what this is from, but yeah, you do get this nice weapon here. And here he also comes with a weapon that looks like it's the same as Ratchet. Let's just do a quick comparison just to see. So here is Ironhide's gun. No, I think they're different because it's bigger. This looks bigger. So here is, yeah. Well, no, I guess I was wrong. They are exactly the same thing. So yeah, and this one too you get with Ratchet. So pretty much the same accessories, same instructions, just different bio and different vehicle colors and stuff. So anyways, that's it. I just wanted to do unboxing first impressions first, because before I do my review, I'm gonna have to install all of these and then get familiarized with it when transforming it for the first time off camera. But I do, and put down the Autobot stickers. But uh-oh, I am missing his rear view mirror here. Oh gosh, what a relief. Thank you. It is in here. Whoa, oh man, I almost lost it right there. But yeah, at least, and I think that's good, because I could tell you that this plastic feels very firm, unlike the recent cliff jumper that I did, showing off how thin the side view mirrors are, that's prone to breakage. This one feels like a much harder plastic, plus it's also painted, and I am having a little trouble getting this all back in here on camera. So anyways, what was I saying? I'm just gonna get myself familiar with this, and after that I will come back with my review. So this is a look at the VooDoo Toys version of a Masterpiece scaled Ironhide and Ratchet. Okay, here's a look at both of them with the gap fillers installed. And let me first tell you that this was not easy. This was very difficult for a lot of reasons. And just one gripe I have is that they should have installed this in here for you like they did with the sample that they gave MGO, because this is very difficult. And I could see why there's no reviewers that took the time to record how to properly install these, because it's long, tedious, and you have to be very careful and meticulous. But also you need a series of tools and techniques to be able to execute this properly. And unfortunately, I can't really show you some things that I encountered because I've already cut them out and put them in. So all I could do is try to best describe it to you. So first thing, you need a camera like this to be able to zoom in, just to be able to read the numbers that these spots correspond to. And that's challenge 1. And then challenge 2 is when you cut them, obviously you need to cut them as clean as possible, because you don't want to have some of the plastic on the piece, because when you try to put it in, it's going to be very difficult. But despite that, I still had to file it down a little. So perfect example is like after I cut, the first one's going to be easy, second one's a little harder, but then cutting this other one, it's, you know, you could see this is now getting in the way. So that leaves a little bit of this on the piece that I cut out, and then I had to file it down. And then you need a tool like this to help you put it in, because it's so small. The pieces, you know, you might accidentally miss it, drop it, or your fingers might stick onto it. You pull it out, and there were a few times the piece fell off and dropped, and fortunately I found them. But you need something to help guide you to put them in. And also, you need to make sure you put them in correctly. Is it this way, this way, this way? And so a technique I have to use is marking it. So for example, like if it goes in this way, I will mark the top, so letting me know which is the top, so then I know which way to put it in. And then little technique is also, you know, once you put it in, maybe put it down like this, so gravity is helping to keep it down, because when you're trying to do this, it might fall out or something. So that's the best I can do to try to describe to you the difficulty that you need to be aware of if you get this and take the time to install this. But that's probably one of the most important things I wanted to point out, because there's no reviews demonstrating it or mentioning everything I just did. So with that, now let's go over some other things. So here you could see the comparison with the G1. And like I said in my previous episodes, this is the whole reason why I got this, because I wanted to have my old masterpiece figures that represents the original G1, but in a more realistic style. So you could see here it has like the nice paint details for the lights and stuff. Plus I also like the dark tinted windows. That's kind of more realistic than the really nice blue one, which is more the tune version. So again, I'm just reiterating the whole reason why I'm got these old masterpiece figures, because they do represent the G1 really nice, but in a more realistic style, which is what I like. And if you stay with me till the end of this series, you'll see all of the figures. They look amazing. But anyways, that's just a look at the alt mode, and there really isn't anything to point out other than, you know, it rolls really nice, it looks really nice. you do have to make sure that the panel pieces are all lined up and tabbed in really well. The side view mirrors here, it's better designed than like sorry, X-Trans bots, you know, because these are not thin. This is kind of rubbery, so they did take that into consideration, you know, breakage and stuff. All the little details here, the windshield wiper giving that realistic look. But anyways, I don't want to go rambling on. So here's a look at them in their alt mode. Really nice. I'm really happy with this. So now let's transform them into the robot mode and take a look at that. Okay, here's a look at VooDoo Toys version of a masterpiece scaled Ironhide and Ratchet. And here's just a quick look at them all around. And in my opinion, I think these figures, they look nice. If you're looking at it through the lens of the old masterpiece style. So with that, let's take a closer look, and this is what I'm talking about. All this extra sculpted detail. And I do like how they didn't overdo it, so it's not excessive like some other old masterpiece figures. And I do like how they captured a lot of the cartoon aesthetics for the most part, such as the chest here is from the front part of the vehicle. It's not a faux chest like X-Transbots. And there are some issues with me aesthetically, such as the feet here. I mean, that's why I initially didn't get it in the first place, because, you know, when you're thinking about it, glass does not split in half like this, you know, unless it's something like a glass jar with a glass lid that has like a rubber protector on it. So, you know, this, you know, in terms of product design, that doesn't make sense. But this is a toy, and yeah, I mean, you can understand how and why they did that, because this is the back part of the vehicle, and it obviously splits in half like a leg, but this is the way they designed it. I mean, they could have designed it something like this where it was just one whole piece. But anyways, I'm just sharing just, you know, the way things would be critiqued during a critique session in a product design review. But anyways, other than that, you could see that I think it looks really good. For some reason, now when I look at these from the perspective of old masterpiece style, I can actually appreciate them, because obviously, you know, I am going more for the hypertune look, or the more tune aesthetics. So that's why I have the official Ironhide and Ratchet here in robot mode, which these look really great. They look like they just popped right out of the cartoon. I really like the blue color windows for the chest and the vehicle. But again, I'm going to remind everybody, the reason why I'm getting the old masterpiece figures is because I intend to keep these in alt mode to represent more of a realistic G1 toy look. So just wanted to share all of that and just give you a look at the comparisons. And here you could see I have the Shadow Fisher upgrade. So it got rid of those unsightly hip skirts. Yeah, so the X-Transbots version, they got rid of that. So maybe that's one reason why some people might want to get the X-Transbots version. And it's the same thing here with Ratchet. My extra set that I have, that I'm still debating if I should open or not, does not have an extra set of the Shadow Fisher upgrade set. But anyways, that's just a look at the VooDoo Toys version of a masterpiece Ironhide and Ratchet. And this is not a review, let's just do kind of like a semi-review. So let's come up here and just go over some of the details. So Yeah. The head sculpt is not really that great. I mean, I don't think they did a good job capturing the face very well, but it is on a, and actually I don't know why it opens up like that, because you don't have an alternative face plate. At least I didn't get one. Neck is on a ball joint, so it can go up, down, side to side, all around. You could hear that. You do get a soft, hard ratchet for the shoulders going up and down, and it can soft ratchet going out to the side, so that's nice. You do get friction rotation for the bicep. You do get a soft ratchet joint for the elbow. You do get mushroom peg friction for the wrist. And I wanted to point this out. This is very important. Look at the hands. First of all, these are older style hands. So here, compare with the official, you could see it's more the organic looking fingers. Here, this is done in the old masterpiece style, so it's very bulky. But this is very important. Look at the thumb is on a ball joint. So this is not like X-Trans bots. If you don't know what you're doing and you bend this down, you break the thumb. Yeah, this is on a ball joint, so you can bend it down. You can lift it up. You can rotate it all around. So that's, I think, a good design choice to have a ball joint there. And fingers, they only open up this much. So it's that whole, what do they call it? The typewriter syndrome or something. It's kind of funny. But anyways, moving on, you do get friction, waist rotation. You don't get a ab crunch. I mean, this is kind of like for the transformation, and as you do that, you kind of untab. I mean, it doesn't really tab in, but you kind of loosen up the backpack piece, which I'm now going to have to put back. The legs here, they are on a soft ratchet going front and back out to the side, and there is a thigh rotation, but only like at a certain angle, because you can't really get it here because it's hitting the center of the hips there. You do get a really nice ratchet for the knee. You do get a ratchet for a knee rotation, which I think that's cool. Nice articulation. You do get friction for ankle rocker, and you can adjust this to get a toe tilt up and down. So I think this is pretty good articulation for what it is. Yeah. Is there anything else important here to point out? This all I want to say is this is a nice figure. Oh yeah, in terms of transformation, I could do a transformation video, but you know, that's just more work that I don't know if that helps in any way, but I'll just point out the transformation is not as complicated as X-Trans bots, where it has some issues with tolerance and stuff. This does have a few tolerance issues. I think 3 that I could remember, but here I could show you this one. This is probably the most important issue with the tolerance. So you could see here this outer part, and here, if you could see the shape, it's very boxy. It's not like a beveled edge where it makes it easier to rotate, because the only way you can get this out is you're gonna have to do this fast too. You're gonna have to bend this plastic and press it into here. There's no clearance whatsoever. See, now when I'm trying to put it back in, it needs to rotate down, but it can't, because you have to do it at the same time, and that's really not good tolerance. But what I find interesting is unlike X-Trans bots, you know, if they did that on any one of their many figures, you're going to have some issues with stress and possible breakage. But for some reason, after I transformed it a few times like that, this is holding up. So that's just something I wanted to point out, because I don't understand how and why, other than they must be using a different type of plastic to handle that kind of stress. But the main thing, there are some tolerance issues with transforming these figures. Three areas that I can remember. So I think that's just the most important things about the robot mode I want to point out. First, they look nice. You could see it's done in the old masterpiece style, so you don't have the cartoon colored windows, and they did not overly detail all this extra detail here. And I do like how they didn't make major changes like other third-party figures. I don't want to mention the name, but yeah, like they'll make aesthetic changes. Like here, for example, they might paint Ratchet's thigh gray when it should be white. So I do like how they try to retain some of the visual aesthetics of the original character, aside from the fact they put in some little bit of different stylized things here, like the details and stuff. In the articulation I just showed you is pretty nice. I didn't show you this, but Ironhide's head, because this was, yeah, this is also not a really nicely sculpted head. It's basically flat, just the front and a side. But you know, I'm not gonna nitpick that. I mean, because for the most part, it looks okay. He looks like he's kind of grinning. But anyways, that's it. I don't want to go rambling on and on. So you could see these look nice in robot mode. But for me, these are not going to stay in robot mode. These are going to be my official masterpiece in alt mode that captures and resembles the G1 in a more realistic look. Okay, before transforming these two back in alt mode, which they are forever going to stay in because they do a really nice job capturing the G1 aesthetics in a more realistic look, I'll share with you my final thoughts on these two figures. First of all, when you could see these two as like the old masterpiece style, you know, with the extra sculpted detail, I think they did a really nice job. I mean, they still captured the cartoon aesthetics, you know, with the chest and the colors. The details are not overly detailed, so, you know, it's not all that distracting. The articulation and stuff is really good. The transformation is not as bad as some other figures. There are, you know, a few tolerance issues, but they're not really major. You just have to be aware of it and know what you're doing when manipulating it during transformation. This is a really great figure. And I don't give recommendations, because if you want it, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. But I'll just, you know, tell you I would rate both of these figures 8 out of 10, because these figures are actually pretty nice. They're not in that cartoon or toon aesthetics, but in the old masterpiece style, these look really nice. So yeah, that's my final thoughts on these two figures. And as far as I know, Toy Dojo is the only one who's are selling these. And the great thing is that both of these figures are still on sale, so that's an additional bonus. And like I saw in the beginning of the video, you know, because of the unfortunate thing that happened to Eddie and Toy Dojo, I think it would help just, you know, to be able to make purchases from them. And I think these two figures are definitely worth getting. But anyways, with that said, that's my final thoughts. These are two really great figures, and for me, these guys are going to stay in alt mode.